Hey guys, welcome to the Deuce Dynasty 360 show. Season 3 is upon us. It's actually season 33, but it's 3 of the NCAA games. So we are going to reveal in our third season, we are kind of shaking some things up in the conferences. Hopefully, EA has got all this fixed and we don't have any underlying issues to cause some havoc down the road. But so, with that said, we're looking at some shakeup in the dynasty in the conferences. We did have a 4 conference league going on. We had approximately about 6 to 7 owners per conference. But we had a couple guys leave, and then we've had some issues with trying to get everybody into the college football playoffs. So we're doing some different things. So that's what we're going to reveal right now to you. Thanks for checking us out. If you're not familiar with the Deuce Dynasty, if you're just checking in for the first time here on my channel, the Deuce Dynasty is a league that is played on the Grown Folks Community Discord channel. We run there. It's a great community. There's all kinds of different games you can play, shooters and several football leagues, and there's other types of leagues that you can join. But be sure to check it out. They have an X account, and I still need to update my stuff with the link that sends you to the Discord there, so you can check it out as well. But I have not. I'm still getting all into the streaming thing because I've never really done it a whole lot in the past because my internet wouldn't allow. So, but be sure to go on X, formerly Twitter. Search up Grown Folks. That's not old folks, but grown folks. OC. You should see like a fist type of graphic on their header there for their account. It gives all the information to check out on their account there, so you can follow and get onto the Discord and come join an awesome community. What's up, Benny? How you doing, man? Mo, appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully we get some more guys tuning in here in a little bit. I'm not going to try to drag this out real long, but I do want to make it kind of suspenseful in a way. So, what's up, Randy? How's it going, man? So there is some changes. There's some that's not a whole lot of change going on. So don't feel left out if you don't see anything that changed a whole lot. I know Tim has been an advocate for certain things to happen. So with that said, Tim is now at large school, so he's no longer associated with any conference. No, I'm just joking. He is by himself. Oh wow, man, appreciate that. So nice, Unger. If you contact Tim, since he's not in here, you can just say, "Hey, Maniac moved you. You're like you're by yourself in a conference now. You're all by yourself." So, all right. So, all right. Let's get into it. As you all know, that you cannot check out the custom conferences. All this is just for the commissioner side, so a lot of this stuff you don't see. So we're gonna check it out together right now. So I've already made some changes, or the changes. So as we go through, um, we'll go and start with the current ACC. What I did do, I can tell you right now, is I trimmed down the amount of teams per conference, so that there's not as many CPU teams. Obviously, we don't have as many user teams. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to maybe get some more guys interested in joining, and we'll do that at another time. But I think the guys that are here are enjoying what we're doing and how we've got it set up so far currently. So definitely those things can be in the future, though, as we move forward as a league. So, but I trimmed down a lot of the conferences so they're not like super loaded with teams, especially the ones that are going to be with human players. So first one we're going to check out is the ACC. So as you can see, we got 14 teams instead of 16 and 18 teams that were in certain conferences. As you can see, Clemson and Bird, they're still there. Florida State, he is still there. Just a Joker. And we still got Georgia Tech and Mr. Trey, they're still there. Miami's still there. And Old Timer, and then Notre Dame with Cincyberg are still in the division. So a couple of guys left. I took a couple of computer teams out, so that is where we're getting the 14. The conference rules, there will be 9 conference games per season. And the top teams by conference record will be the ones playing at Bank of America Stadium for the ACC championship. So, the reason why I did have 10 and 12 games, I think, per conference the previous 2 seasons. I brought it down to 9 because I do plan on having integral conference games, and so it's going to be like 1 extra game per team per season against the other conference. But even we all know sometimes my plans don't go accordingly to what I'm thinking because the game doesn't correspond with my thinking, so, and doesn't cooperate. So, but this is what we're looking at doing right now. So there'll be 9 games in ACC. Top 2 teams will play at Bank of America Stadium. And those teams didn't change. Nobody moved out except the ones that had disappeared from playing in the league. So next up, we're going to move to the Big Ten. And you may start noticing, oh, no, there's Tim. He's not an independent. I started to make him an independent just for the heck of it, because he's always like, well, you need to do, let's do this. We should do this. So I was going to tease him, but anyway. So we got Iowa, Shiloh Bed. He's still here in the Big Ten. Michigan in the Big House, Nysonger. They are still going to be in the Big Ten. Michigan State, Mr. Tim, they're still in the Big Ten. We've still got your normal teams. Nebraska, I didn't change any of those guys out. Ohio State, Benny already noticed. He's out of the Big Ten. So yeah, you're seeing some changes now already. So Ohio State, still in the Big Ten. Penn State, Penguins. I'm just teasing you, Timmy. But you do kind of come across sometimes as telling what to do instead of, hey, let me suggest. But I get where you're coming from. So, bridge, water under the bridge, or is it bridge under the water? No, okay, yeah, it's you know what it is. So, anyway, Ohio State, Denver still there, Penn State, Penguins still there. So you got again. There's one. This is the only conference I think that only had. Uh, um, there's one conference I thought is only going to have 4 users, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. So there's 5 there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Yeah, 5 here in the Big Ten. So as you can see, lost a couple guys out of here. Couple teams that were in here that were being run by a couple guys that are no longer with us. So going to the Big Ten. There's a few changes in here as well. Again, only 14 teams per the Big 12. Colorado, Poison. I can't ever keep up with his name. Kansas State, Bronco Man, still here. Mr. Bill, still here with A&M. Texas Tech, Priest, still here. And then Rogers, still here with West Virginia. So we did take out a couple of teams that were added. I think Lost Sniper was in here, and I also think Boise State was in here with James. So those 2 guys are now removed from the Big 12. So this is where I started to put you, Tim, with Michigan State. Yep, hang on, just got text. It's my kid. All right. Joking aside, I did take a couple teams also out of other conferences that are not human ran. Again, like I said, I hope this don't throw. Oh, I almost gave away the little flash there. So, all right, going to SEC. Alabama, Lil Koch still here. Mo and Auburn still here. Big Hurt, Florida still here. Still got most of all your SEC teams. Kev, Tennessee, and myself still here. So the SEC. Here's the reveal. We got the Pac-12 is back, but it's not exactly what it used to be, but it's kind of close. So we got Boise State and James now in the Pac-12, Colorado State, California, Oregon, and Logan is in the Pac-12. That's one of our former users. Lost Sniper, Utah, Pac-12. And then we got Zoe, USC, Pac-12. So this is the one that has 4 currently. So whenever we get another player, this will be the first one to get added to this conference. So there's some good teams in here. So if someone joins, we'll be able to actually fill them up. So hopefully this will give us an additional player for the playoffs. So Tim, this was his original idea. I played it off. I had thought about doing it the last season, or I think the first season I had originally planned to put the Pac-12, but it didn't work out because the game was kind of messed up. But yeah, I mean that's what we're all kind of striving for, not to have CPU teams in the playoffs. It still may happen. I mean, you got the Sun Belt. If some of these teams get hot, or they're faced up against some of the top maybe like a top team from one of these other divisions or something like, say, Memphis. Memphis sometimes can be rated high. USF can be rated high. I don't know. This USF team seems to be kind of like a crazy team from the lower conferences that gets big boosts. So, uh, but yeah, that's what we're hoping. So tonight when we advance, or when everybody gets readied up to go, what I'll basically do is, but now since we have 5 conferences, I'll have to split it up like so. The Pac-12 will probably get 2 of you will get like the a Big 12 game. 2 of you will get Big 10, and then it'll be Big 10 versus Big 12 or the ACC, something like that. So again, like we're just going to try to get like 1 or 2 extra little games in there for you. Hopefully, user games. If not, though, if it doesn't work, then at least we'll have 5 different chances for conference champions to make it into the playoffs. So again, that was the plan. This is how we executed that plan so far, and I think it's going to work out. Fingers crossed, because like I said, y'all know how this scheme is. So again, remember this particular section is for you to encourage transfers. I've already got mine down to 84, and I don't know if you know, and I don't think they fixed it. They may have fixed it. I didn't pay attention. I've just gotten used to well, it would, but there's also 5 teams in it, except for the one. So, but anyway, so, but yeah, it's a good thought. Um, but I wanted to keep the 9, so that way at least we have an opportunity to get, because I know it like alternates like each season, like so they're going to get some teams in your conference that you're not playing the previous season, so it should give like you should get 3 human games inside your conference each season. That's kind of what I'm pushing for. So we could go up to, I think, 12 conference games. I think that's what it goes up to, and then kick out a couple more teams. Only have 12 teams in there, or 11. I think it's 11, and only have 12 teams in there. And that way you'd be assured of playing everybody that's in your conference. But then we also want out of conference games if the game allows. Now, say for instance, again, if the game's still broken and it doesn't allow it, then next season we can change it to conference games to 11, and so maybe that'll get everybody that's in the conference the games playing against each other, at least that portion, human games. But remember, out of conference games does not affect your conference championship games, because all your conference games go towards you making the conference championship. So, say for instance, if you start off the season and you're facing Alabama and you're Boise State, just throwing it out there, you lose to Bama really bad or whatever, your season's not over. Okay, you can still recover, win against the rest of your conference, get back into the conference championship through winning your conference games, and then hopefully you can make then the championship bracket, and then probably face Alabama again. But anyway, so that's the way it should work. and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So if it doesn't, write a real nasty letter to EA and let them know. Um, there's nothing else I can actually access right now, really, to look at to talk about as far as like the league. So hopefully, once we get advanced and stuff, we'll do another 360 show. We'll try to see if we can get maybe Big Hurt and some guys. Maybe we'll do some coaching interviews or something. Do something like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean that's the way the conference are supposed to work, though. So your conference games are what counts towards you getting to the conference championship. Um, I don't know if you guys have any other questions. I know the big thing was we skipped the position changes. So just I'll just pull up my roster here. Like I can't do anything like far as depth wise, but I'm gonna show you. Um, so like for instance, these guys right here. Um, all these guys were recruited by me in the last season, and so I can change their position at any point in time. Uh, this guy, I did not recruit. He came with the game. So I can't at any moment in time change his position. So he's kind of stuck at center, but I can through depth chart move him to a different position if he fits a different position better. Um, really, he's like not all that great. So I'm not sure if I want him starting anyway. But you can also you can do the auto thing. It'll also actually auto place the best players. And it may take a center, put them at right tackle. You can do that and then make minimal changes from that or whatever. Um, we'll try to change it up next season to where like we'll only do like a 12-hour period or something in position changes. It just uh, I really don't think it's that big of a deal. The only thing was you know like your athletic guys or whatever, you didn't get to place them in the spot that maybe you might have wanted them in, but you can go back in and change their position too. Or I think I might be able to go in and change them. We can check on that later on, but I'm pretty sure I did it last season where I was able to go in after we advanced, and I had a guy that was wide receiver that was like 240 pounds or something like that, and I put him to tight end, so he was an athletic guy. But that's about it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the conference shakeup. I know this last season was pretty fun. Alabama, we got to unseat Alabama and all these uh, big big schools. Hey, I'm a big school too, so but I want to see some of you little guys get some love too. So, but we'll really appreciate you guys playing here. I'm distracted, so forgive me. Want to get really appreciate you guys playing here, putting your time and effort into the league, making it a fun place because it's only as fun as you guys make it together with the community. What's up, Hurt? You're now independent school, man. Just want to let you know. So Florida is no longer part of the SEC. We don't want no Gators. Just joking. Look at some of my players here. Got some speed at wide receiver. Well, okay, guys, we'll get it. Get your transfers encouraged. You're still in the SEC. Get your transfers encouraged to leave. Your rosters trimmed down. Make sure after you're done, which I'm waiting to do ready, just for the simple fact if I don't want it to just advance if everybody else is readied up. So this is what happens. I'm sure you guys have noticed, but when you're ready up, it lets us know right here who's ready, who's not. And this is just an easy way in game, instead of having to make some kind of graphic or some kind of list on Discord. This person's ready, that person's ready. It's all right here. All you gotta do is just click a button before you close out the game. It's super easy and convenient. Lets us know, and we don't have to chase you down. But I really appreciate you guys. I really do, and we'll try to get another show on. Appreciate that, old timer, man. Appreciate you playing here and being a part of all this. Big Hurt, you and I, since you've been kind of like the scheduling guru. Since you just joined, I'll show you the custom conference thing. So we got 14 teams now per conference, nine conference games. Notre Dame, Georgia Tech. So there's like 5 users per conference, except for the new one, which is the Pac-12, is Boise State, Oregon, USC, and Utah. But each conference has set up to have 9 conference games. It's still the top teams by the conference record. Hoping to just add like one more user game in the at-large games or something like that. So again, I can hit you up when you get time. I know you're a busy man, but just to calm your mind, you're still in the SEC. Along with Alabama, along with Tennessee, along with Texas. I'll get these out to Bill, and we'll get them updated on the Discord as well. So, oh no, you're not going to be out of the SEC. We need them Gators in the SEC. That would be bad. Independent trying to get a schedule to make it to the college football playoffs is not probably a fun place to be. I put Virginia Tech as an independent and Vanderbilt. He got so excited about not being in the SEC to face Bama. He's just He just lost it there for a second, I think. But yeah, get those. Everybody get readied up so we can advance, get going, get the schedule set, and get ourselves advanced over into week number 0. Hey, you're eventually going to have to play them at some time, right? So even if you make it to the championship game, the playoffs, you're going to eventually have to play one of these powerhouse teams. But now we can talk about something else that I just remembered. League settings. It's not in the settings. It's in gameplay sliders. Dun, dun, dun. All right. QB accuracy, I think, was at 48, so I dropped it down to 47. Pass blocking. So, at other leagues that I've been playing in, it seems like pass blocking at 50, they block better. I had it at 65, and it seems like we were just getting bombarded with 17 sacks, Kev, in a game, even versus CPU. So I dropped it back down to 50. So we'll see. We'll watch how that happens with that. I've got catching at 51. Seems like we had a lot of drops, so give that a 1-point bump. That may not do nothing. Run blocking, fumbles, they're at 48. Pass reaction time 50. Interceptions down 5 to 35. Pass coverage is at 50. Tackling is stayed at 55. QB accuracy is up 3 points from 20 to 23. Pass blocking for the CPU is actually up. I believe it was 32. Moved up to 40. Wide receiver catching for the CPU was at 40. I moved it up to 43. May move it up to 45. That may be part of the drop situations that we've been having. But I also did this because when we first started this, CPU quarterback wide receiver would never miss, never drop, and just eat the entire game up. And we were about to have a game burning session, I think, by a lot of you guys. So that was the reason why that was done. Run blocking for the CPU down to 25. It was no, it's actually up to 25 because it was down to 20. Fumbles are at 40 for CPU. Pass reaction time 48. I may bump this back up to 49 or 50, but we're going to try this for right now. And I'm about to talk myself out of the pass reaction to go back to 49. Yeah, we're going to go 49 on that. Interceptions by the CPU are actually down. I did have it at 35, so it's now 30. Field goal power 50. Field goal accuracy 55. You turn this down to 50. You can't hardly make a field goal. 55 kind of smooths it out just a little bit. Makes it's still challenging. I don't know if you guys have tried to kick a field goal lately. It's still challenging, especially when you get past 40 yards. In an environment that you're not at home in. So, injuries. This is the big one. It was at 19. We were not seeing any. I've got this at 26. Yeah, Kev, how's it going, man? I start talking about you and you pop in. Your ears must have been burning. You and those 14 sacks that you had, or 17 sacks in that one game. Fatigue is also up to 57 from 55. Threshold is staying at 50. So injuries may go up even more if we're not seeing any kind of injuries. Uh, so uh, uh, so we'll be monitoring this right here because I've barely seen any kind of injuries all season long last year. Like there was just a few little minor little things. So we need some injuries. I think this will also help having fatigue on. So you're gonna have to have some depth and not just rely on your starting group. This next season, definitely gonna push for guys to make sure that you're subbing in your backups for big blowout games if you get there. Again, with some of these changes, you may not get there as often, so that'll be good as well. So, but fatigue and those things will be a factor this next season, and it may be more. Like I said, more may be coming here. I'm maybe looking at 30 threshold. We'll see what happens. So, like I said, if we start seeing a bunch, then I can drop it back down. I know there's been a hair trigger on some of that, some of these sliders in the past, so we'll just have to keep an eye on it. Offsides, you have an occasional offsides, which I think 51's been good. False starts, you'll have an occasional false start as well, so I think that's good. Holding, it's probably been the more dominant one that we see called a lot, especially when you have a big run. You know, you have a holding call, but if you see like some of the guys that you'll have starting, even myself, I had some rookie guys starting, some not rookies but freshmen and sophomore, and a lot of those guys are well underdeveloped. And you know, if they're not like a 4 or 5 star or a 3-star gem, they're not gonna develop a whole lot throughout their college career. So if they have holding problems, they're probably going to have holding problems for the entire time they play for you. So, pass interference is at 60. And I think this is where it was last season. This just helps with those that like to use her. If you're bumping guys all the way down the field and riding on their coattail and kind of pushing them around, you'll get flagged. When this is at 50, you don't. You can kind of pretty much have your way and just bash them all the way down the field, and it really affects the route running and different things. So this kind of helps you maintain integrity in that situation. So offensive pass interference zone, I've actually had one of those called. I don't know if anybody else has had one, but I've had one, so that's kind of cool. The other thing I'll talk about really quickly, since we're on here, is the new rules that we had you guys submit. So that for the rest of the season is going to be closed. We'll open it back up again the next off season. Big things that the board and I talked about and we passed. There was a couple of them that we were kind of 50-50 on, so I came up with kind of like a amendment, I guess, to that rule or whatever that was suggested. So first on the list was must throw downfield within the numbers when scrambling quarterback. So I'm gonna do this. So there's no like understanding what's being talked about here. If I can get into a practice mode. I think this just helps eliminate any and all, like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? And I said I was going to make this quick, and now look at, we're already into. 40-minute show. Okay, so why would it give me? Oh goodness. Choose new play. Okay, so here we have a passing play and referencing the new rules. Must throw downfield within the numbers when scrambling. Quarterbacks when scrambling outside the pocket must run upfield before they get to the numbers or throw the ball. If you scramble past the sideline number markers, you take a sack or throw the ball away. So what that is meaning, okay, you got guys that scramble. If you're here, you need to throw the ball. Before you get to that point. Now what will happen is guys will get out here and they'll scramble, and we've all seen it where they're scrambling, and they go right up the sideline for 20 yards. Yours is not really a scrambling, but they'll do like this number and go up the field for a touchdown. That is really abusing the AI, because what happens is as you're doing this, that AI is running parallel with you, and as soon as you step and go upfield, then they all of a sudden start going into the trail thing, and you're basically kind of manipulating the AI. So again, you got to throw it anywhere between here. When you get now, does that mean if you get like right here and you throw it and I'm gonna get busted? No. If you're doing it every time and turn around and you're getting to this point, and then throwing it downfield, whatever, then it's probably something gonna be said. But if you're getting here and then throwing it downfield, because another thing, what happens is whenever, again, when you're in coverage zone and you're afraid of the scramble, well, you get to this point, now everybody starts reacting towards you, and then it's real easy for you to just throw the ball upfield and get a kind of an easy situation like that. So again, when you get to this point, if you're to this point, you get like right there, that would have been all right, because again, it's kind of like you threw it as you were getting to the numbers. But when you get to this point, you got to throw it away, or just take the sack or run out of bounds or whatever. So that's the explanation of that. The other thing that was brought up and that passed was, and really, I mean, this is something that we all like should do. These screenplays, like as you can see, like there's all kinds of play art on this this play, but the red play art is where this pass is intended to go. So again, a lot of times you may have a linebacker that reads it perfectly, and you're kind of stuck here. One, the rush is going to be coming at you so fast, you're not going to have really a whole lot of time to make an adjustment to anything going down the field. So if the running back, when he's coming out this way, doesn't get loose, you can either run or chunk the ball away or scramble upfield within the scrambling rules that we just discussed. But this ball needs to go to the intended receiver. Because a lot of times what happens is, like say for instance, this on the left side, we got Bond there on a streak. And so if you run this play and all of a sudden throw it up, which like I was moving backwards, like it's not even going to be any close to being accurate, but it bounced off his foot and he catches it on the rebound. Okay. But yeah, that would be against the rules. You shouldn't do that because, one, more than likely the cornerback on the outside is going to be reacting to that screenplay, and so it may leave the other guy wide open down the field. And unless it's like an actual like RPO type, because I think there is a couple plays in the playbooks where it's like a design fake type screen, then you can throw to like a drag or an out route or something like that. Those things can be ran, and that'll be on a basis where if something like that happens, then we'll take a look at that. But the next thing is, let's see if I can get to. I don't know if it'll let me do defense or not. The call limits have been moved up to 6 per game, and the cooldown is still at 10. A lot of folks had been complaining about when the CPU goes through their hurry up, it depletes all the certain plays and different things like that. So again, I understand it. So this should alleviate that situation. That's 3 more. But what we don't want to have is those plays that works every time. That now you're going to be using them the maximum 6 plays a game, which is going to be hard because there's still a 10 play cooldown. So basically, I see where that's really going to come into effect is like on offense. You may get the maximum chance to use that 4 times. So I'll go normal, start it, and then I'll change sides here. Again, I just want to be completely and utterly clear with what we're talking about, so there's no like, I don't understand what you're meaning. Okay. Okay, so in this particular one, defensive users should try to strengthen their zones if all possible. There are moments though when you know what's coming and should be allowed to make a play on the ball. So this we will do and word it like this. Let's keep from roaming in the zones and strafe when sitting in the zones. But if a quarterback breaks the pocket, you are free to carry the wide receivers across the field, no matter what zone you're in or whatever. A lot of guys will break the pocket, and again, if it's not a design rollout, the AI starts kind of freaking out and glitching out a little bit in zones and stuff. So you can carry the guy across the field and make plays on the ball. The other thing, also, you guys need to understand there's a lot of match zone plays. So typically, like in a match zone, if you're in a match zone, say for instance, if you're in a yellow zone in the middle of the field, you're kind of obligated to, whenever someone comes into that zone and that defense, you're supposed to man up on them. So like if a running back comes out in a Texas route, or the tight end goes into, like, say, a post route or whatever, you're responsible to man up on that play. So that's part of the matching principles. Now, if there's nobody in your zone, then the matching principle doesn't apply to you, and you play the zone. So, let's see. So basically, what we're getting at, you strafe with the left trigger, or so you're going to want to do like this. The guy wasn't in my zone. Now, if, say for instance, if they're going to run, if you know something's coming, like say for instance, there's an RPO coming, if you can move these guys, a little bit around. Like what we don't want you to do is manually moving them up here, putting them on the line. That's kind of trying to manipulate. Now, if you do blitz or press, sometimes that will automatically move guys into a certain area or whatever. But as long as you're staying within this area, that's what you should do. Stay within the area where you're supposed to be at. Again, the ball's going that way. I can react to it. I don't have to sit there and look like a stick on the log or a bump on the log or whatever. I can actually move around because, one, there's nobody coming in my zone until like right at the last, so I can cover that guy. Again, you're not going to see, and this is one thing too, like guys talking about strafing, like you're not going to see like guys in real life strafe, like that route comes open over here from this receiver. When it's coming across here, if this is my responsibility here, you're not going to see guys in real life backing up like this. Like most of the time, they're gonna take off, run, and then try to get themselves in position to make a play. So what we don't want to see though is this, just kind of going all over the place. The guy's kind of slow, so, but we don't want you like dipping down over here and then running back over here and doing all that stuff. That's kind of called like the roaming stuff. So again, if you're gonna make a play, go make the play. If you're gonna back up, because maybe you overcommitted on a play action pass or whatever, bid on the play action. If you bite on it, you can get back. As you can see, I was holding strafe and he's like running sideways. So, like I said though, the thing that we don't want to see from guys though is run here, run there, and try to get. That's kind of like it's hard to do until they hike the ball, but go here, run in full blast, and then try to shoot back upfield and cover that. Now, if you take a step up forward and like, oh no, I need to get back, so then you can do that right there. But don't be running way over here and then running way back over here. That's just not really kosher. All right. The other thing is RPO play. If the ball is thrown, this is going to be the one that we're going to be kind of testing out. So let me choose a new play here. If I can find, there's one. I don't know if the CPU will do it. But what was brought up was allowing guys to switch on an RPO before, like, say, the ball's thrown or whatever. I'm not sure if it's going to work out the way we kind of anticipating, because I guess like that is what they were initially trying uh, to say that we're trying to do. If you know, like, the RPO's coming, switch on. But I'm not even now when I'm doing this. I'm not I'm not all sure about that. Um, See, I switched there with the switch stick, but I think that's going to get you out of position way more than actually just playing it straight up. So we may scratch this one. I don't know. We'll continue, because I think you're just going to be better off to play your area and then get your one switch on for the tackle. I just put press and then played outside. He still didn't do anything. Told him to spotlight him. Hmm. I'm not even sure if you're playing zone, even switching over there is going to be fast enough. I, I I really personally just I play if I have a sneaky feeling that they're going to be. Yeah, I mean, if I have a sneaky feeling they're going to be running RPO, I'll play it, man it up, and that's just how I'll play it. Like, it's um, there's really, I think, only uh, like a few plays out of like a shotgun that are RPO. Most of them are going to be like within the offsets that are like one side. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering. Let's see if I do cover 4. I think this one's man principle here, so I'm gonna see what happens there. Oh, he still comes inside. Maybe it's not a man. Uh, or match principle. I'm sorry. Yeah, like Kev said, he's just playing his zone. Um, I don't think. Let me change. Choose a play again. Okay, here's a match. See what happens here. Yeah, see, he played the match principle there. I think um, changes that up to where he plays more of a man in that position. Yeah, I actually tried cover two and told him to play underneath. That cornerback just kind of steps inside. I mean, I get where I get what he's saying on certain parts of that, but also, again, I think you have to look at trying to run the match principle. If you know it's coming, I really think that's probably the reason why they added so many match type things into this game was because of like those certain type of plays. And the only thing you just got to worry about is getting gashed in the run. Then at that point, so yeah, see that cover four match uh, played that really well. I really think. I mean, we'll give this one a. We'll definitely give it a try. Um, I just don't. From testing that right there, I don't see how it's really going to benefit us being able to switch on that right there at that point, because it just seems like it's one because you're already in that cover two, and before you even like react to the play to be able to switch on to make a play, the guy's already getting himself out of position, and so it's really going to be like you're gonna have to be snap switch, and at that time it still may not be quick enough. So if a guy's like, there's a couple of fake plays that actually do that fakes the little bubble screen and then it ends up throwing over the top. I can see me trying to do that, and it's going to end up switching me to the outside corner, which then I'm going to get completely out of position, and then he's going to bomb me over the top. So I don't think this one particular one is going to work. Um, but we'll give it a try for a week, see what happens, Benny, and see if it's even making a difference. But again, from what I just did right there and the testing it and stuff, the thing that you're going to want to do is run match coverage or man up. Um, and remember, you can uh, make uh, adjustments. So let me pull up the rules. Just make sure I'm not lying to you about it. Where is my app? Got so many things on my iPad here. Here it is, the rules. Gonna go down, look on defense. Okay, so you're allowed 3 adjustments per play and no more. We don't allow you drawing up plays and exploits, but we do want to give you the opportunity to be able to try to combat certain things. Okay, so the only thing, so I guess you can't. I thought I had on here, but it's just the QB spy thing. You're allowed to change the defensive player assignment to QB spy, uh, one player per play only. Um, like I said, you can make an adjustment uh, with those matchmaking zones, the match principles. Do that, try that, and then also play man. If we see like a lot of issues with it, we may allow a rule that you can take, and even if you're in a zone, you can man up your slot corner to that that particular wide receiver that you think are going to be running um that RPO or whatever. But again, I feel like, and I truly think the basis of the RPO, and I think the reason why it's um, so good against a lot of guys is because they're so bent on running zones a lot, and that really, in a lot of ways, is a zone beater because uh, the guys are reacting, getting back to their point of their zone rather than reacting to the player's route run. So again, like you may have like a really good guy in real life that maybe sniffs it out and he'll play on his own or whatever, and I get that part too. But again, if you know it's coming, switch over and user that guy, and it should be either a tackle for a loss or a pick six. Because again, like if you're playing a guy and you know their tendencies, you're watching their games, and like, well, this guy always out of this pistol formation with the two wide receivers to the left and right. When the running back runs to the right side, it's probably going to be the RPO play. So again, uh, it's just kind of the way the game should be played, I think. But it also, I think, a lot of these plays keep guys honest too about mixing plays up. You got to run some man. You got to run some different types of zones. You can't just set in a certain type of zone, a cover three, and expect to cover a lot of those types of routes and stuff. So that's not a slide against anybody that brought the rule up about being able to switch on for the RPO, but I just think that um, there's more efficient ways. I think attacking that situation in these plays. But I've rambled enough as it is. We started an hour ago. This show's been an hour long. We revealed the conference reveal, went over some of the new rules. Again, we'll run with this one last rule that we just did for a week, see how it does. We'll get some feedback on it from the community, and then we'll either try to make it work, or we'll just say, well, this is a good idea, but it just didn't pan out. So, but hope you guys enjoyed it. Appreciate you guys checking it out. Again, welcome to season 3. It's not officially started, but we're on the cusp with the conference reveal. So you guys have a great evening, and get those teams readied up and ready to go. So we'll see you on the field. Deuces.